This is an exercise that you can do at home. All you need is your body and a soft surface like a mat. This is called front plank. What you're going to do is you're going to put your elbows and forearms on the mat. You're going to get up on your toes. What you're going to do is you're going to draw your abdomen in, lengthen your back, also squeeze your buttocks, also squeeze your thighs. Make everything tight so that you get a straight alignment between your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. The action of drawing your abdomen in prevents your hips from sagging. This would be an incorrect way of doing the front plank. Okay. This would also be incorrect because you're not truly engaging your core to keep this position here. So what you do is you draw your abdomen in, you squeeze your buttocks together, you contract your thighs, you keep your head aligned with your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Now Sonia is doing a crunch. What you're going to do is you're going to put your hands behind your neck. You're going to lift your chin. You're going to aim it to the ceiling. Imagine you got a softball between your chin and your chest. So you have to keep your chin up, fix it on the spot on top of the ceiling. And then the basic move is you're going to bring your rib cage to your pelvis. So what you do when you do that is you're contracting the abdominals to lift your head and shoulders to bring your rib cage to your pelvis. This exercise is primarily working the upper and the middle part of your abdominals. Inhale when you go down, exhale when you come up. Inhale when you go down, exhale when you come up. This exercise is called reverse crunch. What you're going to do is lay down on the floor, place your head down, shoulders, shoulder blades, arms down. You're going to get your knees bent at a 90-degree angle, flex your feet, and what you're doing is you're pulling your pelvis towards the rib cage. That's what makes it a reverse crunch. A crunch is when you bring your rib cage towards your pelvis. You're doing the opposite. You're doing the reverse. You're bringing your pelvis towards your rib cage. And this is targeting the lower abdominal muscles. Keep your knees fixed at 90 degrees. Keep your feet flexed. What you're going to do is you're going to lower your legs in control until you reach that natural curve in your back. And you're going to raise your legs up until you flatten that natural curve in your lower back. So you go down, stay in control of the movement, stay in control of your lower back, and then go up to flatten your back. And the action is being done by the lower part of your abdominals. Now we're going to show you what we mean by staying in control of the movement when you're doing a reverse crunch. If you're not in control of the movement when you go down, you lift your lower back off the floor excessively. She's lifting her back more than the natural curve in her lower back. And the problem with this is that this is going to cause her lower back muscles to tighten up, and it's also going to cause strain to her spine. So what you want to do is you want to go down until you reach that normal curve in your lower back, which you really cannot see the space anymore. It's not much of a curve that most people have. But you'll feel it. You yourself will feel it. You'll feel that natural curve in your lower back going down like now, and then you flatten your lower back. Go down, you reach that natural curve by going down, and then you go back up. Now Sonia, go ahead and exaggerate it again so that we can show them that there's a space. Yes, right there. You see that space between her lower back and the floor? That's too much, which again eventually will cause the lower back muscles to tighten up and her spine to be strained. This exercise is called side plank. What you do is you lay on your side, you put the elbow on that same side in your forearm, then you put your bottom leg in the back, line up the tip of your foot right behind the heel of the top leg. You get your shoulders straight, and you also look straight ahead to keep a straight alignment of your back. And keeping this position works the obliques. The obliques are the muscles located on the sides of your torso. This is a version in which you just hold it, and this will teach you how to use your obliques. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate the side plank with movement. Everything else is the same. The alignment of my body and my feet and the rest of my body. So I'm contracting the obliques on the right side. This version is just holding it, but now we can add movement to it. So you go down, right before you touch the floor, you go back up and you hold it. 1, 2, 3. Then you go down, right before you touch the floor. Then you go back up. 1, 2, 3. Down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, up. 1, 2, 3. So you're contracting the obliques. When you go down, you're stretching them, you're relaxing them. And when you go up, you're contracting them. And you hold it for a 3-second count so that you can focus on that contraction of the obliques. Right here. That's what I'm working right now. That's also very important to make sure that your arm is located properly. You want the elbow to be right underneath your shoulder. That's to minimize any shoulder strain. This is a modified version of the side plank. What you do is you bend your knees and you put them together. Put your feet and knees together. So you lift your hips. You use the support of your thighs and arm. You do the same move, which is to lift your hips off the floor, and then you hold that position. I'm demonstrating right now the side plank with just a hold. Now from here you can also do the other version, which is the coming down and then going up. Here you're stretching, releasing the tension. Here you're contracting. Stretching, releasing the tension, and contracting. This is a way to modify the side plank to make it better for a beginner or a person who may be dealing with an injury or something like that. Okay, you have less of your body weight suspended, so it's an easier exercise to do. This exercise is called double crunch. We filmed previously the crunch exercise, which you bring your rib cage towards your pelvis. And then we filmed the reverse crunch where you bring your pelvis towards your rib cage. At double crunch, you're going to put it all together. Lift your chin up, aim it to the ceiling. Imagine you have a softball between your chin and the chest. Put your hands behind your head just to hold the weight of your head in your hands. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift your shoulders and head. You bring them towards your knees, what you're going to be lifting. And you try to bring it together in the middle. And this is what makes it a double crunch. This is a crunch and this is reverse crunch. So putting it together is a double crunch. Inhale when you go down, exhale when you go up. Now you don't absolutely have to bring your elbows to your knees. There's not a lot of space to move through here. What you do is you bring your rib cage to your pelvis and your pelvis to your rib cage. And depending on how long your body is, you have more or less space to move through. But this works your whole abdominal wall. It works the upper, middle, and lower part of your abdomen. So a common mistake when doing this exercise is that people tend to do more of one part of the movement than the other. So like you may see this. Or you may see this. And the idea is to bring both together. A double crunch. Versus or it's this. This is a weighted, with a medicine ball in this case, torso rotation. You can also use a dumbbell, or you can use, Sonia?
Bag of sugar.
Wait a second, you're not supposed to have a bag of sugar this big at home.
Oh, bag bag of brown rice.
Yes, there you go, a bag of brown rice. That's more acceptable. Yes, the point is that you have something to give you resistance. This is why it's called a weighted medicine ball torso rotation. This is going to work your abdominals more because the weight is going to tend to push you back, so you have to use your abdominals to hold you in place. And it's also going to make your work harder on the rotation because of the resistance provided by the ball. This exercise is called mountain climbers. Now we're doing a slow version of it. It's similar to a front plank in that you're going to hold the position. With the front plank that we demonstrated previously, you get on your elbows and your forearms, and now you're on your hands. But you have to keep your back straight. Keep the alignment between your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. Just holding that position is immediately working your core. You have to draw it in to keep that alignment that I just described. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring your knee up towards your chest, but maintain your flat back. And then extend the leg. And then bring the other one up and then extend. So the slow motion version allows you to work on your form of keeping your back flat and working your core throughout the whole time. Then as you get better, you can start increasing the speed, but without sacrificing your form, without rounding your back or dropping your hips, because if you do so, you wouldn't be working your core. And then you can build up more speed. And that is the mountain climber in slow motion and the faster speed version. Okay, this exercise we're calling sliding knee tucks. Now as you can see, we're on a wood floor right now, and Sonia has put a towel on her feet so that she can slide better. If you don't have a wood floor, you can use a tile floor and use a piece of paper, or you can use a rug floor and use a piece of paper. Okay, the exercise itself is bringing your rib cage, bringing your knees towards your chest. What you're doing by that is you're pulling with the lower part of your abdomen, you're pulling your knees towards your chest. And then when you extend your legs, you're going to do like a front plank, which is to contract your abdomen to stabilize your lower back, to make your lower back flat. So you pull, shortening the muscles when you pull, extend and stabilize using the muscles to stabilize you. Stabilize, contract. Stabilize, contract. There are different types of contractions. One stabilizes, one contracts.
But don't talk too long, because otherwise I'll get tired.
I got that on video, you know.
Good. Because it's tiring, it's hard.
Okay, now we're going to demonstrate and talk about the incorrect way of doing this exercise.
Okay, so what you don't want to do is come up so far and sit back on your haunches. The movement is only till here, so everything in your core stays engaged. So everything remains tight. The minute you come up too high and sit back, you switch it all off. So to make it more effective, you just want it to be a smooth motion till your knees reach your elbows more or less and go straight back.
This exercise is called a crossover crunch. You put your hand behind your neck, you put the other arm out to the side, and it's okay to use this arm for support. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your elbow to the opposite knee, touch the middle of the knee with the tip of your elbow, and then come back. Now, notice how I'm moving my leg. I'm putting my whole leg up, and I'm bringing my torso up, and crossing over, bringing the elbow to the knee, into the middle of the knee. When you pull the leg straight up. Be careful to not cross the leg over.